Hello everyone. Week two. New game, new matchup, week 2. We're against Jack, the Vancouver Titans. He's got a pretty tough team, as we'll see here. A couple of scary mons that I wasn't sure I was gonna prep against. We have Dragbolt. It's much faster than the rest of my team. It can hit a lot of my mons quite hard with a mixture of Dragon Darts, Shadow Ball, Draco Meteor. DD sets are potentially scary, though it doesn't have Steel Wing anymore. Spec sets should be kept in check, hopefully, by some of the prep I brought today, but they're still very scary. Sub-Wisp, Sub-Hex, Sub-Disable, Screens. There's just so much this mon can do, and it's faster than all my mons at the same time. So it's definitely a mon I'm watching out for. Tornadus Therian. It definitely went under some people's radars a bit. It doesn't have default, and it doesn't have knockoff, and it doesn't have toxic, which do hurt its overall viability. However, in the inverse of that is, mons can't toxic it anymore, mons can't knock it as much anymore, so you're in this position where your Torn is kind of free to just come in a lot, because it's just healing every time. You know, rocks don't matter, it's gonna have its boots on. There's not easy access to toxic, really. It's immune to T-spikes, which is great. It's got a lot going for it. It's quite strong offensively. It should be fine for some of the stuff I brought. I'm lucky to have Rotom Wash, one of its best answers. But even still, it's quite worrisome. Another another couple I'm quite worried about are Sandy Shocks and Slitherwing here. Funnily enough, two more Sun Paradox mons. You know, I thought I got away from them in week 1. But we've got, Slitherwing, which is just super strong. If it's banded, it's going to hit harder than Quagsire can handle. So I'm going to have to play around it quite carefully. Though if it is banded, its speed should be restrictive enough to let me revenge kill it quite easily. Though I have to worry about first impression, of course, but that can only be clicked once. And then Sandy Shocks, on kind of the other end of the spectrum, still hits hard, but 101 being just a bit faster than Chi-Yu, and the ground typing, meaning that it's resistant to Lichen Rock's Cell Rock, means that I really can't hit it too hard with mons that are faster than it, apart from Cyclizar, which we'll see I'm running something special for it, just so I don't have to worry too much about it. Last couple mons I'm worried about, Meloetta Terra. It has, I believe, Psychic, Fighting, Dark. So, you know, the entire core. I mean, I've got Fairy, Dragon Steel, what can I say? But, yeah, something like a Dark-type Meloetta to maybe try to set up on Chi-Yu, maybe even a Fighting type or whatever. It could be scary. I think if it comes, it's probably AV. To try to handle the mixture of Hooper, Rotom, Chi-Yu, of course. It could be scary, but I think I'll just overwhelm it eventually. And I've got a couple other things to deal with it. And then you have Glimmora and Azu. Quite scary. I think Glimmora should be handled well by just Slowking Gala, and just doesn't really switch in very well to my team. And Azu is a little scary one. I don't think they're going to bring Belly Jump because I have a Quagsire. Rotom will live a +6 Aqua Jet anyway, and do a huge amount of damage. You know, this, that, and the other. So where's my prep going this week? Chi-Yu! With Scarf Chi-Yu, modest max speed actually just beats out Glimmora at 298, which is great actually. It means that we get that 10% damage boost from modest, while retaining the Choice Scarf as an item. With Beads of Ruin, this puts Chi-Yu at the still astronomically high 196 special attack. With the Choice Scarf, I'm faster than now everything on Jack's team, including the Dragapult. Dark Pulse, as you saw there, is quite an easy click, especially if Meloetta doesn't Terra. So that's primarily what I'll be clicking early game if Chi-Yu comes in. However, Azu is a mon that can switch in almost quite easily, so the other move I'm going to be clicking a lot is Will-O-Wisp. Chi-Yu having Wisp is just another bit of its good coverage, as well as you see there Lava Plume, another move that I can click. This will be able to do a lot of damage to even stuff like Dragapult, and, you know, it'll 2-KO Torn and Dawn Sandy Shocks. It kills Sliverwing, obviously. But the high burn chance is potentially super useful. Say I Lava Plume burn Dragapult, if it's a DD set, it's kind of done. Like, it really struggles to break anything once it's burned. If I can ever burn Arzu with this, I feel like I'm in such a good spot. It'll be good to see. Chiyu should be able to just go crazy in this game. Even with, you know, a water fairy that can be very bulky. Another reason I think it's not Belly Drum here. Next, I've got Slowking. Slowking here is generally just trying to check a lot of the special mons that Jack has. As you kind of saw, Sliverwing was the only mon that's purely physically offensive. And while it may seem silly, Slowking is able to eat Sandy Shock's Earth Power, Dragapult Shadow Ball, and pretty much everything else that would come at it specially, with the sassy nature here and the AV. I've got quite a lot of special attack on this set because Psychic type is quite good to spam, especially if he brings Terra Fighting, possibly, on his Meloetta. I think he's going to bring Terra Dark, which is still going to get hit decently well by Sludge Bomb on this set, but Future Sight and Psychic in general should be really good at just chipping down a lot of his team. I've got Ice Beam here, just so I have a really good click into Dragapult, Torn, Sandy Shocks. Ice is just another really good type this game. And that's pretty much it. I kind of just want Slowking to come in on most of his team, to be honest. Click a really strong Psychic with the special attack investment, and maybe set up Future Sight plays, because Future Sight plus, like, half of my mons is basically a guaranteed kill, which is great. To pair with this, we need another AV, of course. So I went with Hooper here. Now, Hooper I brought as Terra Fairy, which is, I think, Hooper's best Terra type by quite a margin. Making this mon a Fairy type gives it quite a few distinct advantages, mainly that of being a Dark Resist instead of 4x Dark Weak, being neutral to Ghost, you know, having two weaknesses being Poison, which is something we deal with so well with the Psychic Stab and the normal resistance to Poison from Ghost. And then Steel, which is the one thing that's annoying, but Steel shouldn't be too hard to deal with because this thing gets both Focus Blast and Drain Punch. So if Steel types want to come in, and Steel types are usually slower as well, it'll mean, yeah, Hooper can go great. As you saw before, Jack's Steel is Berserker, so I'm really not worried about how Hooper can deal with that. We've got Terra Blast as a really strong stab move. Psyshock again as just this move I can keep clicking, because there's really no resist on that team. Knockoff to potentially win the, like, Terra Mirror with Meloetta, where I knock its AV and start clicking potentially either Psyshock or Shadow Ball into it. And then Shadow Ball as well, as just this other stab, but I think I won't click as much as Psyshock, strangely enough, but still really solid. Magician as the ability is the only one it really actually gets, and with just max HP, max special attack, modest, because the speed gap between Glimora and Arzu is such that I really don't have to worry about investing any speed on this mon. And then I've got 4 attack as well, just to make Knock a little stronger. I could have maybe went Quiet, but I kind of wanted just a bit of speed. Like, I don't want to just be slower than a random Arzu, you know. Then we've got Cyclosaur, the 3rd AV! Hooray! This is more so I want to be able to switch into Sandy Shocks with this mon. And Glimora to an extent as well. We've got quite a lot of HP, quite a lot of Spadef on this set. The HP is such that it's divisible by 3. We've got enough speed for... not Pyro. We've got enough speed for Sandy Shocks. I'm deciding to just be purposely slower than Torn here. Torn doesn't do much to this set. And we don't really do much back apart from knocking it, so it's not really an interaction I'm too worried about. Speaking of knock, we've got knock Mudshot as a way of not triggering toxic debris on Glimora and still threatening a 2-hit KO. Power Whip as a way of hitting stuff like Sandy Shocks very effectively. And Rapid Spin because we always need one. The mixture of Sandy Shocks as a spiker and Glimora as a hazard setter is quite oppressive, This is why I really want to design this, just so it can come in on both of them quite easily, do a lot of damage, spin away hazards, because I think that's the one way that Jack will be able to break through this triple AV core, even with regen, is just, get me down with a lot of hazards. So I really wanted to make sure this Cyclozar was able to stay healthy throughout the game, and threaten when it needed to. We've got 2 slots left. I dedicate the next one to my good friend Rotom Wash. Max defense, bold, Wisp, Hydro, Discharge, Protect. Quite simple with leftovers. This is the Slitherwing check, pretty much. We kind of get hosed by Banded, like close combat, and we're not fast enough to be able to like wisp it back. But Rotom's good for just coming in afterwards and getting to spread a burn or discharge or whatever. Protect is great because if I expect it to be banded or scarfed, I can scout that move first when Rotom comes in, if it comes in on like a turn where it hasn't clicked a move yet, etc. It's just also good for like physical Dragapult, where we can try to burn it. I know it could, if it's sub DD, that's a bit of an issue. But hopefully at that point, we're able to at least get rid of a sub, and then come in with something like Hooper that's terrored or whatever, to then revenge it. It's just defensive Rotom. It just eats hits well. Still a really good Taunt check, can come in on it quite easily. Click Discharge really effectively. Just good mon, really. And last but not least, we have Lycanroc for this game. Now Lycanroc is just strong. I wanted just something I could really easily click late game. Dragapult takes a lot from Accelerock. Torn dies. Arzu takes a fair bit, and we're faster than the Aquajet. Slitherwing doesn't take a huge amount, but it can definitely get in range, because I think it's one of those ones that might have to just take a hit once in this game. Same with Meloetta, takes a ton. Sandy Shocks is the one mon that would be able to take hits from this. So we've got Drill Run with Tough Claws to really just nail that mon. And we've got Play Rough to hit. Mainly this is for, Slitherwing, as just the most physically bulky mon on my team. The plan is kind of simple. I want to get Chi-Yu in, click stuff like Lava Plume quite a lot, just get a huge amount of damage down. Just click Psychic moves, and realistically, I'm just going to lead Hooper, click Terra, click Psych Shock and Terra Blast over and over. I'm just going to see how it goes, because I think that might just work. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not the most confident in this game, just because he's got a lot of mons with a lot of different sets. Something like a Plot Torn with Dark Pulse, and maybe it flinches Slowking. Maybe a different Dragapult set, but I haven't even said yet. Bulk Up Slitherwing, Scarfed Lamora. I'm expecting not Belly Jamazu, but if it is, that can be quite tough for me at that point. Though it wouldn't have a Chi-Yu switch. I can kind of see what he's bringing, but at the same time, really hard. Really something to worry about. I'll see you all in the game, though. Yosha! Today we are fighting Jack, Mr. Grey. Don't know how he wants to be referred to, regardless. It's a weird game. I feel okay, but I also feel kind of scared. It's, I'm hoping things go well, but we'll have to see. And it'll be ready soon. Let me see if I can get my team up just prematurely. If I, go to battle, maybe? Yeah, okay. So I can just log into the queue, as it were. Any of this music even good? I liked the Team Star one last time. The Gym Leader theme's good. Maybe that'll pop off. Yeah, bringing Hooper. Terra Fairy should be good at checking Dragapult. Chi-Yu, Scarf, good stuff. Rotom, Slowking. Cyclozar with Mudshot, because I'm a little goober. I'm a bit of a funny guy. And then Banded Lycanroc, just hit stuff hard. I don't want to think. All the good stuff. Probably leading Hooper here. Oh, look at what he brings, but I think Hooper will be able to get a lot done immediately. It just does a huge amount of damage. it tanks hits super well because Torn doesn't have knockoff. A couple of things I am worried about. I think Dragapult's probably physical, so I'll probably go like Rotom on that first. It could be like sub DD darts, which will be a little scary if it's like Phantom Force last. It's a weird one where Dragapult obviously doesn't have Steel Wing anymore, so its DD sets are a little worse. But what ends up happening is like I still take quite a lot of damage from like Double Edge, Phantom Force if he's running it, that sort of stuff. So it's something I need to worry about. Ooh, can't find one. Didn't know how it worked, but at least I could show the team off. We sort of wait around for him, basically. In the meantime, I guess we can talk, have a nice talks. Everyone having a good time recently? It's, right in the smack bang middle of summer. I know some people in the US start going back to school now. That's kind of weird. Here in the UK, people who are still in education will be on holiday for another, like, 4 weeks. So that'll be nice for them. I was just chilling for a while. I gave my 2 weeks notice a little while ago because I'm going to university this September, which will be nice. Trying to pay for it myself. Don't want to have to rely on my family. Doing maths. Yeah, funny Pokemon math. Yeah. It'll be a good time, hopefully. I bought Baldur's Gate 3 yesterday. I kind of wanted to play it today, but I knew I had to get this match done first. And then I've got a Pathfinder session, which, if you don't know, Pathfinder is very similar to D&D. It's based a lot on D&D 3.5 edition. So that'll be a lot of fun, because we haven't played it in a while, and my character, a sort of Robin Hood, Batman-esque rat rogue called Rack. He's awesome. He's kind of a lead of a party, which is cool. I'll be able to play as him, but I kind of want to play Baldur's Gate, because I've heard a lot of good stuff about it. And, I mean, a lot of my friends are enjoying it as well. Like, it came out, like, a week ago. I see somebody in my friends list with 90 hours in the game. Like, how? Well, yeah, I do want to try it just for that. I mean, I'm a big fan of tabletop stuff. A fan of a lot of RPGs, really. I guess hence why I like Pokemon. I think Pokemon is where you start, really, isn't it? It's kind of a gateway drug to JRPGs. You know, you play Pokemon Blue on your Game Boy, and then you start playing Final Fantasy, and all of a sudden you're playing some stupid RPG, like, with one of the stupid, like, Square Enix RPGs, just like Project Triangle, working title name, and you just play those games. Which, I'm not that far gone yet, don't worry. I do like some RPGs, it just depends, really. I'm very much a gameplay first type of person, which means that some RPGs can be really boring. Pokemon I'm usually a fan of just because the presentation is so good. I mean, I'm saying this, you know, Pokemon and graphics, but stuff like, obviously the art style, art direction, the music, it all just creates this great atmosphere where Pokemon just feels like such a wonderful world to be in that, you know, you can't help but love it. A couple other games like that. I love the Dragon Quest series. It's just got this really nice, comfy feel to it. You know, a lot of stuff is a bit cartoony, which is great. Same with Mario RPGs. I love me some Mario and Luigi games. And Paper Mario is fun as well. One of my favorite games, actually, Super Paper Mario. That's more just a platformer, but it has RPG elements, you know. Big fan of those. And I mean, the big through line with quite a few of those is the Mario and Luigi games, and especially, is you have active, like, RPG combat. It's not like an action RPG like Xenoblade, another game I'm a big fan of. It's the action commands that you do for the Mario and Luigi games. Even if it's just, like, you know, technically repetitive, you're just doing it over and over, but it just feels like you're doing stuff in the fight. It's like when you press B and A when you're catching a Pokemon to try to get it to catch, but it actually does something, which is very fun. So yeah, I'm hoping Baldur's Gate 3. Hopefully, if it transfers like the fun D&D stuff of being this kind of free-form combat where you can do whatever. Oh, Jack's ready to search. I've talked my head off. Oh, hold on, let me change this to Gym Leader. Cool. Man, I'm always yawning. Don't know what it is. Hopefully this goes well. Yeah. Luckily, Baldur's Gate is installed, so if I win or lose this quickly, I'll at least be able to get through character creation and then go to my Pathfinder session, which I guess is a plus. We'll see. We'll have to see. Should be finding anytime soon. My internet is on, and it's not bad internet, I'll tell you what. Internet, no. Internet. I'm not that British yet. Yeah. Yeah. Hey! Should be him. Paige! If they have the same team, then I guess I'm fine. Yeah, that's the one. Ooh, he's brought me exact 6 I expected. Which doesn't make this any easier. I think it's just a... Oh god, triple AV, look at this. I mean, I think it's just a Hooper lead angle. Doesn't die to anything. Gets a huge amount of damage off. The only other thing is Cyclazar. I think Cyclazar's a little too... Like, if they lead Slitherwing, I'd actually feel obligated to terror Cyclazar. And I really want Hooper to be terroring this game. Hoping this works. Yeah. Should be good. I think I'll be able to put a lot of damage down. It's how I play around the pivoting here is going to be important because, you know, Torn, Dragapult are going to be really fast pivots. And then you have Sandy Shocks and Slitherwing, which is still kind of fast, but they just hit super hard. So hopefully I'll be able to play around that a bit better. Not a bit better, just good, I guess. Anyway, here we are. I'm awesome. Their page. Let's do this. We are outside. And yeah, it's this thing. So it's Air Balloon. It's just going to be hazard. Psyshock will get it down to dying. I'll live any hit here. It might just rock, but I think I'm fine with that. I'm still not Terror, because I don't want to be Sludge Waved here and take a billion. This thing doesn't have a ghost move, right? Oh man, I have to check this. Hold on, I think I should have Showdown up on one of these tabs. I think I would know, though, but... Oh, I don't want this to be a 50-50 turn 1. No Shadow Ball. Cool. Psyshot Dome. We'll just see how it goes. If they spike or rock here, I mean, it's annoying. Expected, but, like, you know... Seeing their Balloon feels good. Balloon for Quag, I guess? I don't really have other ground-type attacks. Like, I don't know. So just switching. Let's just see how much this Psyshock does. Torn. Okay, let's see how much Torn takes. Shiny. Let's see this Psyshock. Should do a lot. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So this thing doesn't have, pardon me. Is it Plus? Yes! Okay. Sideshock again has no switch. I will Terror, but Sideshock should get a kill for me here. The worst thing he does, like, he might Dark Pulse here. He might, U-turn possibly. Regardless, I want the bin to be, terrored. And I just had to make sure that turn 1, nothing happened there. This also continues to bluff stuff like Scarf, possibly. He sees that that's modest. Oh, well, he might calculate as modest. So he doesn't know that I'm AV yet. So he's gonna... Well, I'm going Terror. I think this happened before switches? Oh yeah, this music's gonna be pumped the entire time and I won't it? Little fairy hooper. Wow. U-turns here. This is fine. Doesn't have a Psyshock switch. Just gonna do a bunch to everything that comes in at this point. Even Dragapult's gonna struggle. Not what I'm saying, even Dragapult. It's just like Dragapult can't switch in. Especially because he sees me Terror. Like, he doesn't know. Sandy Shocks comes in. This is good. This is one I'm quite worried about. So I'd like to get damage on it early. Psyshock here. Ooh, that's a good number. I'm half tempted to just stay in here. It might spike on me, so I just want to Psyshock again. Like, this is just such a good mon in this game. It vaults it here. That's fine. It knows at this point I'm AV. Like, that's fine. He still has to switch into this again. He's probably going to go Taunt. Which is fine. Goes back to Taunt, yep. Heals up a fair bit for him, but he's going to be put into quite low range here. Okay. So he might be physical. There's a world where I click Slowking here, and I think I am living in that world. I think this is probably better. I want to see if I can preserve HP on the Hooper for now. So let's pass out. It can't knock, of course. I just want to see what else it might be clicking. Something like Acro. Hurricane. Okay. Well, we're going to take nothing. Ooh, Confusion sucks. Against his team, Psychic is unresisted. I mean, it's the same reason I'm clicking Psyshock. So I'll just go for this. It U-turns here, which is fine. As long as I get this Psychic off, I feel like I'm in a great spot. Because most mons that come in here just take a huge chunk. If I get full Confuse on this turn, it'll be tough. Beef Baguette. I don't know what that would be. Dragapult. Ooh. It's gonna take a chunk, but I hope I hit. Hooray! Ooh! That's good numbers. Pult is scary. My first instinct is to go straight back into this. Because it'll heal Slowking up, this and the other. I think that's probably correct. What am I scared of? If it double edges, that's annoying. Rotom exists, but I feel like it might just... I feel like it's Shadow Balling. Pult's just scary. There's not really a perfect switch I can have until I see the set. I'm just gonna make the aggressive play. If it DDs, it's worrisome, for sure. But we have the Accel Rock. Okay, a Draco's cool. So now it's in this tough spot. I know nothing will kill me if it is Draco. So I can Psyshock here, or I can Terra Blast, or I can Knock. I think Knock will kill. So I almost want to Knock just to get a damage, just to get an item off of something else. Let me do this in the calc quickly. Knock. Mr. Pult. Mr. Beast. Yeah, Knock does enough. I'll Knock here. I just want to see the item of something that comes in. If it gets Sandy Shocks, it'd be great to see if it's like Boots or something. If this stays in, I mean, I'm fine trading this. If we get something like Torn, like even if we get rid of the Boots, like that'll be good to know. And I think the main thing... Okay, so it's Shadow Balling here. It's non-specs. So it's going to do, yeah, 0. I'm going to knock... Cool! That was the one I was really scared of. But Dragapult is a bit of a demon, to be honest. Eject Pack! Oh, that's kind of neat. I guess I'm glad I blocked it then. So Hooper's still healthy enough to take any special hit here. We're in a point now where Sliverwing will do a lot. Even though we're a fairy type, like a banded CC will kill us. It's going to be tough if he goes in with it, because I want to get Rotom cleanly, so I'm going to have to sack something. Whether or not that sack is potentially... what's it called? Sliverwing comes in here, yeah. Whether that sack is Hooper or not, I don't know. So this is a tough spot to be in, because I want to try to kill this. If it's not banded, Sliverwing's in a weird spot where, because I'm fairy, it actually doesn't kill me. Is that what I want to be counting on here? I think if I can see if it's Scarf beforehand, that'd be really valuable. Hooper's done its job of checking Pult, so I actually think I'm gonna throw off a Psyshock here. I think it's probably U-turn here. I want to see if this is banded. Not banded. Okay. Actually, is that banded? That did like 30-ish. I think it's a high roll from non-banned, but it's like adamant, or it's jolly banned. Regardless, Psyshock does a billion here, which is nice. Taunt comes in, of course. Psyshock might kill at this range, which is what I'm hoping for. Let's go, Hooper. Alright, that's awesome. Hooper's got 2 kills. Not shocked in the slightest. Who's my boy? Or girl? I don't know. Hooper's a cool one. Sliver comes in. Do I want to sack this now? So Arzu hasn't hit the field yet. Everything else has come in. Slowking is at a very healthy HP. This is in jet range, I'm pretty sure. I kind of want to see what he's clicking is the thing. Yeah, I think I'd rather see what he's clicking here than do anything else. So I'm just going to sack this. I'm sorry, Hooper. I'll click Terra Blast for it, just in case maybe he doubles. No, he's just U-turning. That's fine. I'd rather get the momentum here. Now, luckily, because Jack brought his top 6, I don't actually have to worry about Terra at all. So from this point on, everything is kind of on the table. Let's see what he brings in, though, because that'll change what I bring in. Sandy Shocks comes in. Pretty scary, Mon. I don't think we know its item yet. We haven't had the chance to see it. My best switch is probably Cyclizar, with that being the case. Cyclizar is just good here. Power Whip hits a lot well. I could knock, though. Knock feels good. I'm knocking, like... If I knock any of the mons left, I'm in a good spot. Even just knocking this and it, like, Thunderbolts me is fine. Okay, it Volts here. If I can knock an Arzu Choice Band, in a great spot. If I knock, like, Arzu Citrus, another great spot to be in. If I knock Sliverwing's item, I feel fantastic. Because I get rid of the banded damage. Feels a lot better. Like, I know Mons will be able to live first impressions and stuff. We're going to this. Okay, I'm knocking the air balloon now. Which is fine. Knock does a fair chunk. It's corrosion! Okay. Well, I brought Mud Shot for this, so I guess I'll use it. I brought it to avoid the thing. Clicks Toxic. I'm fine with this. I'm regen. It'll be slightly annoying later on, maybe, but regardless, this is fine. So what's the thing here? If I Mud Shot, he goes into Arzu, then I have to click Power Whip, is my play. If he goes Slitherwing, I'm in a fine spot. Like, I'll just see what he locks. I think I'm fine just clicking Power Whip. I'm not sure here's fine, because I get to see what comes in. Okay, so this is Azu. It's golden, it's shiny. Yep. Slow this thing down. Okay. That did, like, nothing. Hold on. Is that AV? Azu Maril. Salt Vest. Cyclizar. And I'm, like, the weirdest set in the world. As you guys saw earlier. I can't tell. That looks like AV damage, or at least it looks like max HP. I'm gonna go for Power Whip. Yes. Okay. Cool. Liquidation. Cool. Beans. Me? Sure. I'm still out of jet range, which is awesome. I'm just gonna Power Whip again. Honestly, it just gets a lot done. The scariest thing, I guess, is Slitherwing coming in. But knowing this Azu is not the scary thing it is. Yeah, that's awesome. Does Chi win? Chi's faster than Sandy Shocks. It'll Oko the guy. I have Sax the first impression. Do I live this? No, I don't. That's fine. We're both put into a situation now where we don't know what the other's bringing in. I think my safest bet is Rotom 100,000%. They have Slitherwing, they have Glamora, they have the other thing. Glamora feels like it's an interesting set at the very least. It'll probably carry Energy Ball, so if I switch it in, I'm gonna double to Slowking, even if I do get Toxic. Sandy Shocks, we threaten a lot of damage of Hydro, which is great. Slitherwing comes in, best case, I'm gonna Wisp. Slitherwing, cool. I'm gonna Will-O-Wisp here. He might just U-turn, which is... I guess I can Protect. I will Protect. If he U-turns, then I'll I'll go for just like a... whatever. So Protect here. Just want to see. I think it's U-turning. Close combat. Okay. That's good to see. I'm gonna Wisp now. I take a lot from this, I'll be honest. But if we get this burnt, it should be light. Down, down. Yeah. Man, it is hot in here. Let me open a window or something. Huh. Switches, probably goes Glamora here. Yep. I'm fine Wisping. Cool. The burn might help. I don't want to sack HP on Rotom while it's so healthy still. Because this is like the one mon I know will live everything Slitherwing does. So let's go to the Cook. Let's get cooking. I'm hoping, especially if I can click Future Sight on this, which I will do, I'll be able to set up a sequence where I can get something like Slitherwing on the ropes. So we go Slowking. The Cook. Let him do it. Energy Ball. Yeah, I thought so. Let him cook. Svidef drop is actually annoying. That puts me in a spot where I kind of want to Psychic. No, I'll Future Sight here. I think Future Sight's better. Yeah, because this Earth Power now is going to do a lot. I think this is Toxic, Rocks, Earth Power, Energy Ball. It could be Sludge Wave though, like I don't see that not being the case. Future Sight here, now I'll Psychic Vixen S turn. And this just guarantees me a kill basically. So I can go for Psychic. I take Earth Power, yep. It's gonna do a lot, unfortunately. So that's first kill for Slowking, and pretty much guaranteed he'll get a second. If Sliverwing comes in, I have to sack. If Sandy Shocks come in, I'm going to go for Cyclozar. Yeah, Sliverwing, I know it's banded still, but it's just one of those where if he goes Sliverwing here, I'm fine taking this trade, because I know I beat the Sandy Shocks, you know? I mean, as far as sacks go, as long as I bring in Chi after this and click Lava Plume, I win. So Sliverwing comes in. I'm clicking Psychic here, have to. Just part of a job, really. God bless America. The cook, you've done me proud. Goodbye, my son. U-turns, I'll die. Yep, that's fine though. Sandy Shocks dies to Future Sight. Because we know this is banded, or I'm convinced. Anyway. Let's die to Future Sight. Good job, Slowking. So now we can go Rotom, we can protect the first turn. And then Wisp. I guess I just Wisp immediately. There's nothing really I can do. Obviously you can't lock first impression. Locks U-turn. I respect it, but it's not going to do nearly enough here, and it's over. Cool. Yeah, good stuff. I'm still going to have to play this out a little bit. To preserve differential, I should be protecting these next few turns, shouldn't I? You never know when it might come up. Yeah, I gotta preserve it. I gotta preserve differential. I prefer to get this win as clean as possible. I'm gonna discharge this as well. Rotom, wah. Discharge is about 30, Hydro does about 40. I'll just try to discharge 3 times here. Go for the discharge. Obviously it's locked into U-turn. Yeah, cool. Okay, I can just discharge a couple times. Ooh, it's bulkier than I thought. It's optimal to protect every turn in case I get crit. It's it's just how you should play this, because you know it's banded. I just want to make sure I don't get crit here, because I want to just get the differential on this. Alright. 2 discharges should do it. I mean, if I get crit on one of these, I get crit, you know? Here's U-turn. Yeah, it does 60, so crit does 90-ish. After this leftovers, I'll be out of range of a crit, so I'm just going to discharge twice. Yeah, 118 should be out of any rolls ever. Cool. Discharge should seal it up. Good game, Jack. Scary team. Dragapult, Torn, a lot of pivoting. I'm glad the triple AV gambit worked as well as it did. That's pretty much it, yeah. Feels good seeing this screen at the end with the, Nope, we're done battling. All looks good to me. Yeah, glad I brought what I brought, I guess, yeah. Having a Rotom just made to single-handedly deal with that Slitherwing ended up being really useful. Terra Fairy Hooper, what can I say? Becoming this fairy with a super strong Dazzling Gleam. Pardon me. I'm choking up here. Chi didn't even hit the field. It would have done later on. I think it's funnier if Chi gets no kills for as long as possible. And that's just about it. I'll see you all in the next one. I have no idea who we're facing, but I bet it'll be another tough opponent. See ya!